All right, all right, all right. It's that segment. When you see me seated down, it means we're about to get candid with yet another artist on our segment where we bring a guest artist. He's going to introduce himself. He's going to tell us what his music is on about, and he's going to tell us more into the craft that he's bringing to you as an audience at home or whenever you're watching from. Just in case you want to join to sai, show inaitwa TANO kali, naitwa Joy Mwanasila, your host with the most. The DJ pale kwenye Dex is DJ Sweet K, serving us good music and good vibes. Remember to engage with us on our social media platforms at Y254 channel on Facebook, Y254_ channel on Instagram and Twitter as well. Okay, without further ado, let's get into this very fun segment. I want to Mr. Kangi to introduce watu. I don't usually like to underplay anyone. Natakanga mse introduce with all the prowess that they believe they have. If they want to sing the introduction, they want to rap it, they can do it as they like, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest artist for the evening. Hello.
Hey, no pressure at all, no pressure at all.
Hi, how are you? Please introduce yourself to our people watching. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, and what you're on about.
So, my name is MUOK. I am from Nairobi, specifically from East Lando, Donholm, or Doni, big up. And I am a rapper, I am a singer, I'm a producer, I'm an instrumentalist, I'm a musician in general.
Yeah, yes. You literally sound like a performer. You're like, I'm a rapper. He says there's towns in it.
Yes.
But karibu sana TANO kali.
Asante sana.
All right, you're a rapper, producer, all of these things. So I like to take us back from where it all started.
Yes.
At what point, because we all grew up, the way we grew up as millennials, we always thought we wanted to be the doctors and the engineers of this world.
Yeah.
But for artists, I usually feel as though your journey may have been something. At some point, it's I think I'm a bit different from everyone else.
Yes.
At what point did you realize you're gifted as an artist, basically? As an artist?
I would say the normal cliche story of just growing up in a very musical family. When I was a kid, my parents, specifically my dad, was a choir master, and alikuwa wale watu wenye mlikuwa mnakaa if you're watching KBC on Sundays in the morning, those choirs zenye zilikuwa zinaimbanga KBC ama wasijua wameenda kuimbia Moi. Those were my parents. You know, I just saw a clip that resurfaced the other day. It was really interesting. So yeah, people used to come when they were recording albums at church. They used to record those albums in the house. So nilikuwa hapo nashikilia producer na unapanilia kwa miguu na kucheki what they're doing on the keys. So just growing up around that, and then in Africa age flani, you realize you get introduced to Kenyan music. Now the akina Namelesses, akina Isas, akina Juliani, and then now global hip hop. At that time, akina Mace, Eminem, all those people. So I just have a collage of musical blending, because even in high school now, when I studied developing as an artist, that was more of classical training, as far as, you know, not just being a rapper how I am right now. But when I finished high school, I went to Kenya Conservator of Music right here, Kariapo Kenya National Theatre. I studied the saxophone, played for a couple of bands in Nairobi, and then now I just...
Kwanza tumekimbia sana kidogo. I didn't know. So in between then you starting to realize, kuna venye, you started to pick a lot of inspiration from a lot of these people. So at what point did you decide, you know what, I don't just enjoy this thing for the sake of, it's not just a hobby. At what point did you decide, I want to pursue this as a career and I want to make it something? Is it before or after you joined school? For you to realize?
I understand the question. It was in high school. I realized I'm very gifted with the pen and sweet words. So nilikuwa nakuja mtu akitaka kuandika barua apeleke Burugals sijui wapi, naambia ni mandazi mbili.
No way.
That you're paying. So walikuwa itwa kuban. Ukikunywa chai bila kukula na escort ilikuwa itwa kuban. Mimi sikuwa iban shule. I was writing for people letters, and those letters turned into poems turned into songs, into rap. So I think it was in high school, and then when I finished high school, I was clear about what I want to do, and I went straight into it.
Because that thing is, you get imenifurahisha, because basically at that point ulianza kuingia into the music business. It's not just the industry in itself.
Yeah, I've been a musicpreneur
since day one. All right, so you go through high school, you make your money and you make your way with the ladies and with the gents as well, as they give you their money. Then now is that when you then decided to join I don't even know how to pronounce the music called Castor? How do you pronounce
Conservatoire.
it? Conservatoire.
Yeah.
Is it a French word?
Yeah, that's a French word.
Conservatoire.
Conservatoire.
So did you join that right after high school?
Right after high school. I think it was in December. My saxophone teacher was Michael Olatunji. And then around that time, it was around 2013, it was the time where Y254 Academy was really a thing. Right? You know, Y254 Academy, big names came from there. So I used to play for a couple of bands in Y254 Academy, performed in Naivasha, Rift Valley Festival. Wow. And then I had a band on my own, and then everybody just sort of like did their own thing. One of them is in television. KE was signed by Eriko Inaina right now. Wow. Then there's Kendi Mfonge, she's doing her own thing, she's amazing. And then there's me. Yeah.
So wait, nilikuwa manifurahisha vizuri kufanya packages za computer ulisema I'm going to learn the saxophone.
Maze tulikuwa patana na wasee sijui tumeenda base sijui gani hapo ya form 2 after class. Wasee wametoka mabase sijui computer packages sijui nini. Mimi nimetoka conserva. Yeah, you know, I loved it. So that's when I realized my passion and my gifts are very different. Because when everybody wanted to do this, you're
leaning towards something else. All right, so apart from that, there's also another academy that you're also involved in. I believe maybe you can tell us more about that as well. Was that within the same period of time or far much afterwards?
Oh, that's far much afterwards. I believe you're talking about Yes Academy.
The Yes Academy.
So Yes Academy came around last year. Last year, around, let's say, October there. So it was started by the American Embassy. And it was targeting hip-hop artists. So we were there, the class of 2021, which was like the inaugural class, the first ever class in Kenya. It has happened in Indonesia, China, all over the world. So the Kenyan edition, we were the first people. I don't know whether there's going to be another one this year. So yeah, we are there with the likes of Wakina Hits, the Messengers, just a lot of hip hop heads from, I would say, a certain level in the industry. So it was dope. It was organized also by some in Kenya. One of the facilitators was Ruby V. Ruby V, who is the founder of Uncut.
Oh,
Uncut, which is the award. It's the first properly Kenyan purely hip hop award in Kenya. So Ruby V was part of that, and then we had DJ wa Eminem, Sijui Nani, just some amazing people from all around the world. Some guy called Chado from Australia / America. Yeah.
So the reason why I was asking that is because I like that you really emphasize on how you actually took time to study and understand music. Because a lot of up and coming artists don't usually realize the wealth in actually taking time to learn these things and knowing that there's also platforms such as those that actually mentor artists as well. So I really like that went on for you. So now let's go back to you've gone through that period where after high school you may learn your music, you're getting to know other people who are creatives who have the same passion as well. So at what point now I want to know about your first studio session. I always think there's an interesting story in there. Like, did you check one year, you're like, I'm going to approach so and so and try to record my thing, or you're like, no, niko na simu? What was that experience like, recording your first song?
Recording my first song? Okay, I can't even tell which my first song, because my proper first song and many other first songs that came out, that have never come out. Those are my first studio sessions. A boy of mine had a studio in Lakisama. We used to go there, record, but the songs never came out really.
Why is that, if I may ask?
I don't know. Just my story tu nyingi. In the industry unapata sijui nini yaribika. Completely crash. Just struggles of an academy artist. You're using a bad computer. So they never really came out. But my first song that I ever released, I did it with an awesome producer called MG. MG is known for the band, Gillard, Nini. So it was dope because I had proper musicians in the studio.
And what year is this at this point?
It is 20. I record that song. This song now, in particular, in 2014, and it charted in 2015 at the beginning. Yeah. So I had instrumentalists come to the studio, and it was just dope.
It was that experience.
It was nerve-wracking. I would say, to say the least.
All right. So along the journey, as you keep learning and you keep what is it called? Kujenga craft yako, basically. So I wanted to know the meaning behind why you do the music that you do. like what would you say is what motivates you to do the kind of music that you do? Because everyone picks a genre and they have a story behind it. What is your story into the music that you do?
The music that I do, I would say predominantly I'm a hip hop artist, right? So the reason why I chose to be focusing on hip hop is because when I grew up, when I was growing up, rather, I'm still growing. When I was growing up earlier, I felt like hip hop was soundtracks to life.
Ooh,
right? When you listen to
assessment.
Eminem's Toy Soldier, when you listen to 50 Cent, Mini Man, when you listen to Mockingbird, Jay-Z has songs that just can speak to you and are very, they invoke emotions. People like Tupac had a way with words, you know, like he's not known for his mad flow, but how he delivered his words.
Right.
Like you can feel that, yeah? And some of these songs, most of these songs took me through certain points in life. Not even that, now let me just even go generally, not just hip hop peke yake, but just having that feeling of this is how I'm feeling at this point. If I'm feeling motivated, there's a song for it.
Right.
If I'm feeling sad, there's a song for it. If I'm feeling, you know, any type of feeling, if I want to go to church, there's a song for church. You know, so I wanted to be a soundtrack to other people's lives, right? To just give back that feeling that music gave me, to, you know, take me through a lot of, you know, a lot of stuff. You know, obviously just being also through a lot of stuff while growing up, post-election violence, there was a time we were homeless because of post-election violence and whatnot. And that time, music kept me going.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give somebody this feeling like, you know, a virtual big brother. Yeah.
No, I like that. Your music is basically a soundtrack to life.
Yeah.
I really like that. So now let me ask a general question about the music industry so far. So because I like that you said you're still growing.
Yeah.
But every single day is a learning lesson. What are some of the things you really never saw coming about the Kenyan music industry? What would you say? Nye ulikaa ukapigwa na butwa, you're like, oh, so that's how it goes. And what is it that you'd want at least improved and that people would emulate in the music industry in Kenya?
So the thing, something that I like and something that I feel like can be improved.
Yes. No, something that shook you.
Or
In
a good way or in a bad way?
In a bad way. Because I just, yeah, let me just talk about the vices. I'd want to know.
Yeah.
Like, because, yeah.
Wow. I feel, sometimes, especially as an upcoming artist, right? Nobody really wants to give you the platform if you're not known. Yeah? Nobody so you have to thank God for social media, because right now you can literally just put your stuff out there. But that is one thing that, you know, got me, you know, threw me a little bit off, because, you know, you come into the music industry, you think everybody's my friend and it's vibes and inshallah, but it's really not. It's really not. And then something about, you know, people having to pay for some airplay somewhere or to be featured in a magazine somewhere or a newspaper somewhere. I'm like, yo, I thought it was about the art. So it's really not what it is.
Ilikuja ulipata kwa ground vitu ni different.
Yeah, and then now just being Kenyan, like I hate to be the one speaking about this, but
it's okay. Someone may be listening and may want to change this.
Yeah, I feel like what Tanzanians know that we don't know is having a strong community. Even Nigerians, even South Africans, with what they're doing with the Mapiano right now, having a strong community and backing this person. First of all, yes, because of merit, is your music good? And then second of all, just by virtue of being Kenyan, just you know, being a close-knit music industry can take us far. So that's something
like
I feel
what
like
at least like let's all root for each other.
Yeah, because people don't want to pour into each other's cups. Right? Mtu anafini kama nikikuwekea cup yako, mimi nitabaki na quarter, wewe utakuwa na 3/4. Acha basi nishikilie nusu yangu. Though unajua the secret of receiving is giving. Ukipatiana, somebody else will pour into your cup.
Right.
But everybody is like in yangu, this is my cup. But yeah, that should change.
Okay. So still in that spirit of that growing, how would you say your music has changed from the MUOK that was 3 years ago? 5 years ago. Who is he now? And who was he then?
Well, I'll tell you, age is a trap.
Right.
Age is a trap. You know, growing up and then you realize now you have to pay bills, you have to do what, and you know, it is your right as a child of God to have a gift, and that gift being able to carry you through life. So how I'm approaching music right now is, yes, I'm not compromising the art behind it, but I'm also understanding. I'm in a phase of understanding what people want vis-a-vis what I want, because I might like, because of hip hop, and then I like people like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar's. Those are very introspective people. Like, they write music about stuff that they go through personally, and people all over the world love it. But it's sort of like different for Kenya. In Kenya, like, when you're introspective, people like, yo, ebu tupatie ngoma ya sherehe, mbona tusikize stories zako. So I feel like that's something that I'm adjusting to, moving from being an introspective artist to just sort of like, yeah, giving people a vibe that they want, but you know, also keeping that introspectiveness, because if you lose yourself, this is also something I understand. If you lose yourself as an artist and you're looking for a broader audience, you might go and receive it, get it or not. But when you look back, you'll find the people who loved your craft for what it was, however small of a niche they were, sasa they have stopped rocking with you because you checked out. So it's finding that balance between pleasing a mass, having a mass appeal, and also keeping the people who know you, who grew up with you, in the music as well. So yeah.
But I like that you've stood steadfast in that craft regardless of what is that you're doing, because 49 singles, that's amazing. Kudos.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That's ish.
Yeah. Thank you. There are probably more. Yeah, some of them I took them down from YouTube because I didn't like how I was producing back then. So I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. I don't want anybody in the studio. I don't know in where to find this. So I just take them down. So there are probably more. I've recorded I've just came from the studio today. Like, I was in the studio yesterday the whole night. So I'm always recording music. So yeah. I like that.
Okay, so I want you to briefly talk about your nomination as well.
Oh yeah.
You've recently been nominated for an award. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, I've been nominated for the People's Choice Award, Hip Hop Artist of the Year,
I like that.
2022. So you guys,
please vote.
Just go to my IG. I'll give you instructions. Yes,
towards the end.
I can't. There's too many details right now, but yes. Yeah.
So alafu before to perform, I want to know about your latest singles. Pia kuna Milele, you have a collab with Chokoram Janja.
Yeah, from Lebanon.
From Lebanon. So,
artist,
what was that? Have you known each other for a long time? Amani, ile mna pitch to each other, you're like, let's do this thing together.
Mad long time. Like, let me tell you, I was okay, since I entered the music scene ish in late December 2013 when I finished for till now, I've made a whole network of artists. A lot of people who have, big names right now. Other people when you are still growing their craft right now. And Lebanon was one of them. We used to go to gigs together, gigs that were not even being paid. Just going to perform for the, for the nini of it. We used to hop on Ubers. Back then they're not Ubers, so people were just hiring cars. So apata msisi Fidel wa Lebanon ama Chokoramda ameenda umekuja na gari for this event, and then mkitoka event, you guys go dropping each other home. Moja naishi Juja, sijui nini. So like, we really came up as young artists together. So that formed like a bond that, it can never disappear. Right. Yeah, because you've been through the grind together. So so after that, stayed for a couple of years. The latest single, Milele, actually, it's the video that's new. Yeah, well, I got in studio with Chokoram Janja in 2020, and we made some songs. Some of them being the Milele, and another one called Anything, and then we just shot a video for Milele, which is you guys are gonna see.
Are you going to? Okay. Yeah. So nitakupatia. Zakata, before further ado, I just want to give you the chance for people to get at least a taste into your music. We get to listen to a couple of how many songs are we expecting to get a performance from? Mbili, tatu.
Mbili sawa.
All right, sawa. So before anza perform, nataka waambie where they can get your music, and also your Instagram socials as well. After performing, you will still remind them, but for now, before wanza to perform, maybe you can just tell them where they can get your music and also your socials. Wanaweza kwa check out as you start your performance. Okay, so socials, Instagram, you can find me at Brian_MUOK, at Twitter at MUOK Music. And then on YouTube, YouTube MUOK, MUOK. You can also get on Spotify, on iTunes, all those beautiful streaming platforms, and on TikTok as well, at Mr. MUOK, at Mr. MUOK. Yeah, so that's where you can find me. All right, and I will say my Instagram ni at Brian_MUOK. Alafu hapo na utapata details what you've been nominated for. Yes, Hip Hop Artist of the Year.
we are leading so far. Msiache mtu anipite.
Yes, love it. I like that. All right, that's glad to hear. Okay, so I'm just gonna let DJ Sweet K do the thing with you.
Yeah.
To perform tunaanza na song gani?
Tunaanza na 17 questions.
All right, so Sweet K.
Under the sky, shorty, you're fine. Let's take a ride. If I go broke, will you stay? I'ma need to know first before I give you my heart and put you in the Louis purse. I'm sensitive, girl, so don't you do me like that. Sometimes a nigga feel like you see through me like that. I'm on the verge of a bag, I'm unsure about this time, but I'm ready for love, at least I'm sure this time. It's been a minute since a nigga really said what's on my mind. Since I got you all ears, I think it's about time. If I loved you like Obama, would you be my Michelle? If I gave you a gun, would you empty the shells? All my enemies, shoot them all dead on the floor. If I asked you to elope with a nigga, would you go? Will you ride by my side when I'm high, when I'm low? If I get locked up, would you hold it down for show? You better realize that I stick to a code. That's loyalty forever, even when the block is cold. I'm cut from a different cloth, I ain't regular now. Hear my voice on the radio, they playing my sound. I'ma need a loyal girl when I'm flying out of town. When it gets to this part, you hoes don't make a sound. If they paid you to cross me, would you take the damn deal? What's more important, tell me really how you feel. I ain't with all them games, just tell me straight up. Is you a ride or die chick? And if so, then it's love. Under the sun, you are the one I won't deny. Shorty, you're fine. Let's take a ride. Stay by my side. We can just fly out of their sight. If all these problems be chasing, would you stay still? And whose time are we wasting when we break deals? You are the point, I'm the center, let's just play a part. Don't ever let these hoes tell where we got apart. If they lied on my name, you'd believe that? That social media shit, girl, just leave that. What we have is a blessing, don't you think so? I mean, I used to have some homies that would pimp hoes, but I already changed my ways, I'm a boss now. So girl, is you ready for my course now? I'm a whole syllabus, not just an open book. Why the hell do you think I got this thing shook? Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever? And I will follow you, girl, I will follow you anywhere you go, yeah. And it's a vibe, every time I come through, girl, you look alive. So would you be my wife? Girl, would you be my wife? Yeah. Said it's a vibe, every time I come through, girl, you look alive. So would you be my wife? Girl, would you be my wife? Cause it's only you, only you, only you, only you, only you, only you, only you. Yeah. Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever?
Nimegata na your body, nimechizi na your body, misitaki anybody ya kuje katikati ya mimi na wewe, mimi na wewe. Sema ni mimi na wewe hadi tukue wazee, ni feel baby.
Hatu depend on luck, hii ni real too. Wataji wote waende tubaki just me and you. Unambe siri zako zote na mimi kushow zangu. Nataka nikupeleke hadi huko kwa mamangu. Juu nimekuwa bad boy tangu blessed, but for you na chepelendo zangu. Niwe wako uwe wangu. Hope una feel vibes zangu.
you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever? Would you be my lady for now and forever?
All right, thank you very much. I just nimeweza kufeel kama there's a bit of gangster in the hip hop, but there's a bit of love in there.
Oh, yes.
These are 70 questions. Nilisikia ukisema if I'm your Obama, what is it? Would you be
If I
down to
loved
be
you
my
like Obama, would you be my Michelle?
Hey, I like that. I like the way when the hip hop has a little bit of love in it. It's like gangster
Thanks,
love.
need love too. Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact right there.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Mo, for gracing us with your presence right here on TANO Kali. Tunashukuru sana. Na nataka pia kukumbusha watu right there again. Like we always say, we like to support Kenyan artists. We like to support artists of all kinds. So, a hip hop artist who's just coming here and he said, I keep forgetting, what was the word again? He said, your music is
A soundtrack
the
to
soundtrack to life. I
Yeah.
need to kidding kwa akili. So please go support his music because the life experience you're going through, the soundtrack to it is MUOK music. Oh, that's a line. That's a line.
Oh, yes.
Nafaa kwa nimejaribu.
Umeiona
Ni delivery tu imeanguka kidogo.
Trademark kabla niende niandike.
Alright, so please remind me where they can find you on socials right again and your music as well. Especially your music. Ni Apple Music, Spotify,
Deezer, Boomplay, iTunes, nini tena nakuanga, all that good stuff. All that good stuff.
And
you'll
that's
find me
at?
there. That's at Brian MUOK. Just search Brian MUOK, you'll see my catalog, my albums, my mixtapes, my singles. See them there. And then you can find me on Instagram at Brian_MUOK, on Twitter at MUOK Music, on TikTok at Mr. MUOK.
Alright, so alafu pia the nomination. Please,
the nomination. I've been nominated
nominated
for People's Choice Award for Hip Hop Artist of the Year. Do not fail to vote for me, Maze. Let's bring it home. MUOK. I don't know what to call my fans, but the MUOK Nation, the MUOK family.
That's a nice name. I like MUOK Nation.
Yeah. Let's clan. I can't.
When pale Instagram at Brian_MUOK, watu wanapost iko hapo, pinned, you've been nominated, where to follow your link.
Yeah, kuna link, kuna link na kuna poster yenye kuna other ways you can vote via text or you know. All
right. That's at Brian_MUOK on Instagram. Then ukiwa hapo kwa link zake, you'll find all his other music as well.
Yes.
Please go and vote for him. Let's support all of these people that are coming out here and trying to bless us with their craft, because it's a blessing. People usually say artists could decide to be selfish with their craft, but they choose to share it with the world.
Yo, we appreciate it. I know I appreciate being here because, you know, without us, there's no you, without you, there's no us. It's like a, you know, is it symbiotic?
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Guys.
Thank you so much. That's at Brian MUOK and MUOK Music on the other platforms as well. All right, sawa, nataka tuingie kwa that other segment, CJ Sweet K. Tunaitanga TANO Kali, where we highlight the 5 hottest tracks of the week. So because of time, we'll just rush into it right a bit, alafu tukuje to wrap up. Sindio, Sweet K, unaweza tupeleka